Welcome everybody. Oh, I feel like I have to be Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's like, woohoo!
Right, I know, like,
They can't see my arms out here. So welcome everybody. We're back with the Jennifer and Meryl latest and greatest in credit and funding show. How do you like that for an ad hoc?
I love
All right.
it. That's perfect.
So what are we talking about this week, Jennifer?
So this week we really want to focus on real estate agents as well as business owners, of course, any entrepreneur, but really going out and understanding how to either lease or buy a car that you're going to use for business. How do you write that off? But also that whole process, how does it improve your credit, improve your business funding instead of hurt it? Because so many people hurt it in this process, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. So let's start at the beginning, and maybe our tribes, our collective tribes, have had the experience of going down to going to a dealership, and you're interested in the car, and you're like, I want to get this car, and then they go pull 2, 3, 5, 11 inquiries to shop you around because they're saying they want to get you the best rate, right? They're shopping you to get the best rate, right? Which is actually a blatant lie. So we'll more on this in just a sec. So then we get a whole bunch of inquiries. Now, some people say, oh, it's no big deal because I was promised that FICO puts all those inquiries in 30 days and only counts against it once. Well, the first myth here is that while they may consolidate this number of points that go down, underwriters look at how many inquiries you got as a sign of a lack of sophistication. No joke, you guys. I'm not telling you you're unsophisticated. The lenders are, right? So first of all, we need to make sure that we understand that you are in charge of how many inquiries they do. I promise you, I've done it all the time. I teach it in my boot camp. You're in charge of how many inquiries. Now, after that,
I'm going to interrupt with you quickly.
Yeah.
Like with a mortgage, it's so interesting when as soon as you get, that full tri-merged report that's actually pulled by a mortgage lender, you can now request that full copy that they pulled, which is a different, and we won't go down that bunny trail right now, is a different version than you probably looked at.
Yes. So we need to understand what we're looking at, right? First of all, I want to say hey to Derek and Tom, some of our awesome members of our tribe. So yeah, you guys, there is so much mythology behind this. So let's keep going. So what they've said is you are, and it makes it look like Tom just said what we're saying is such crap. Yeah, no, we're not full of crap, right, Tom? What auto dealers do to your credit? That's a load of crap. I love it. People are like, is he spinning? Is he spinning? We've got real-time feedback and Meryl's spinning. No, I'll show you why what Tom's talking about. So you go in there, they say you're shopping you for the best rate. What they're actually looking for is for the worst credit score, because they will then pay the difference, but they will finance you at the lowest possible score because you don't know the difference. And so you walk in there and you're like, hey, yeah, we approved you for 630. Well, hold it. My scores were in the 700s. I'm sorry. The people who would fund you said 630, and we're like, oh hell, well, okay, I'll take what I can get, right? How many have done that? So getting to put that one up, Tom says, yeah, no, we will get you the best rate is crap. That's exactly right. So they're scanning. They have a lender. Now, how do they find all these different rates? Well, first of all, what we need to know and remember is that FICO, the score that they're pulling, actually has 3 different versions, soon to be 4, because FICO 10 is coming out. But there's what's called 542. That's one version, 542. Then there's version 8. Then there's version 9. Then there are 3 bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. So every bureau has all 3 versions. That's a total of 9 different scores. And Thank you, Siri. So they can actually scan all 9 of those accounts or all 9 of those scores, find your lowest, and that's what they approve you on. That's what they have. That is what they approve you on. Now, even worse than that, okay, if it could be worse, it actually is. So some of you walk into a dealership using your Credit Karma or an Experian or an Equifax credit monitoring service, a Score Sense, or maybe even Credit Check Total. And most of those are FACO scores. Check one of our earlier versions of this, but they're fake scores. Lenders don't use them, but you haven't been taught the difference between all the different scores. So you walk in with Credit Karma. Yep, it's a fake score. You walk in with Credit Karma. It says you have a 720. They pull a 640 or a 660, and you're pissed off because you don't know what's actually happening behind the back. Thank you, Tom. Right? It put up Tom's comment. That is so funny. Yeah. Like, Credit Karma, you're assholes. I hate you. Right? Because they're literally lying to you. So you get a fake score. You think it's true. You walk into a dealership, they pull 9 different scores, find the lowest one. There's 20, 30, 50 or more points between those, and they approve you with the lowest. Now, here's the rub. This sucks. Because it's a low score, they get to charge higher interest on that score. And because that loan is valuable to them, because they know you also have a 720, but they're approving you at this rate, they pay an extra premium to the car dealer for giving them a bad credit loan, when in truth you have the capacity to pay because you're a good borrower.
It's so frustrating.
It is jacked
so
up.
Frustrating.
All jacked up. Thank you. So that's the first thing we got to solve for. If you want the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, go to myfico.com and get the damn credit report that lenders use. You're going to get all 3 of your lender auto scores. You're going to get your credit card scores. You're going to get your real mortgage scores. You guys, go to the truth and find out the truth. But get Fundable, myfico.com. Put it up there. At myfico.com. Make sure that you get the true and living, I sound like a preacher now, the true and living reports. So the next thing that we need to remember after that is that most of us say, yeah, I want get the truth at myfico.com. Yeah, don't email truth at myfico.com. don't email the truth at myfico.com, or we're gonna have a problem. It is,
oh my God.
It is myfico.com. But Sky, my producer, is trying to help you guys out, trying to make sure that you guys, the truth, the whole truth. There you go.
There you go. Woo.
That one.
I was going to say that could be confusing.
Now, how do we write off your car? All right. You need to talk to your accountant, your tax person for all the skinny on all the details. But when it comes to credit, you're going to buy the car in your own name. And by the way, the first car loan you have on your report, if you have 2 or 3, it doesn't happen every time. But the first car loan you have on your credit report, that will give you a boost of 10 to 20 points as a placeholder, because FICO and lending software reward you for having your first car loan. Again, you don't get those extra points for your second or third, or your kids or your spouse's loan, but yours, that first one, you get 10 to 20 points. Now, you get this auto loan and it ends up on your credit report. What you do is then you title it, you deed it, just like you would a house in a property. You retitle it to the name of the business. Then you can figure out with your other advisors, your accountant and tax people, you can either write off the payment, even though you're carrying the payment. or you're carrying the debt on your credit profile, on your financial reputation, you can make payments of the lease or the loan amount, right?
Right.
And so you make those payments using your business checking, etc. Or you can you can depreciate it and or expense the miles and or the gas and wear and tear repairs, etc. So there's a couple of different ways to actually write it off, but you need to do any of that. It is best to retitle it from your name after you buy it, put it in the name of the business. Once you have that done, then it is in every possible way. It can be used as a business expense. More, Jennifer, anything else? Anything else on that one?
So I just wanted to make sure. So when you're wrecking we talked about you could destroy your credit or you can help your credit. So by doing it this way, you're actually helping your credit, right?
Absolutely, because first of all, the first place you help your credit is by knowing that they might pull all those credit reports. And I just got told, I've never heard about 9 scores. Preach, Bishop Chandler. But here's the thing: you go to my boot camp, getfundablejennifer.com. Getfundablejennifer.com. We go into even the strategies about how to get the lowest possible, the highest possible score and the lowest possible rates. Go to getfundablejennifer.com. Just read the reviews, you guys. They will blow your minds because this is revolutionary stuff. If you like any of the things we're talking about, there's 2 full days of this awesome madness. All right.
And the last part of it. Oh, sorry. Finish.
No,
sorry.
Keep going.
Well, the last part of that I was going to say that we really want to touch on is that as real estate agents, a lot of licensed real estate agents are trying to build this business credit. So having business credit and understanding the difference between the two. So I know we could go on for hours on this topic.
Right.
So in the shortest possible way, what can you kind of at least give that tidbit to understand? Sure. How do you start building your credit as a business owner?
So the first thing, to build business credit, it's different since the collapse in 2008, you guys. Before, you used to be able to work on your Dun & Bradstreet and build your Paydex score. And then once you had a good Paydex score, you could go out and get different credit cards, credit lines, etc. That has not been true since 2008. When they collapsed the credit markets, they redefined, and now you are personally on the line for what I call real credit, meaning a real cash credit card that you can use anywhere in the world, not a merchandise, not a retail, not paying your phone bill and all that stuff. Real business credit is real credit lines where you write a check and do a deal. Real business loans, credit cards, credit lines, and business loans that do not report to your personal. That's the key. That is the number one indicator of whether something is a poser business credit instrument or a real one. Capital One Spark, they report to your personal. So I don't care what it says on the plastic. It is a personal card. It's not a business card. Because if you got one, you were disappointed. I know you were disappointed when you're like, I got a business card. I'm going to be a good business borrower. I'm an awesome businessman or businesswoman. And then you go charge up on your Spark card and you get a balance on your personal credit profile and your score goes down and your fundability goes down. And you're just like walking into the dealership with 9 inquiries. You are pissed. You guys, we have been lied to over and over and over and over again. Okay.
And that was the thing, is I wanted to make sure that, again, from a general purpose, is to realize that, to understand this, a lot of times, like you just said, most of the time people don't know until after they've gone into the car dealership, and then they've had all of these inquiries, and now they're like, well, now what am I going to do? So you don't want to learn this after the fact. You want to learn it early.
Yeah. And do remember, business credit, even legitimate business credit, will pull your personal profile, because here's the last thing I wanted to wrap up on that changed since 2008. Before, you could get credit for your business. Now 80% of a business lending decision is based on your personal credit profile, you guys. How well you execute on your personal profile. I had a lady come up to me at one of our events a while back, and she was like, Meryl, I loved your presentation. I got to tell you, my personal credit sucks, so I just want to get business credit. And I was like, oh, sweetheart, unless you just want some retail cards and you want to get a Uline account and you want to get a Granger equipment account, we got to take care of your personal profile first. 80% of the business lending decision is based on your personal profile. This other 20% is based on what we call the container they're going to drop the cash into. We call it a qualified fundable entity. It's not just any old business. They're not going to, and you real estate investors out there, some of you real estate agents have found that they don't lend to real estate anything, because they be unsecured stated income, business credit, business loans. They don't want that you're too much of a risk. So at the boot camp, we talk about all the ways in which you can create a fundable entity that lenders love to dump cash into. No joke, you guys. Lenders love to dump cash into. Then you can find out how to title your assets into business names, how to expand your business holdings using your personal credit, but having the money dumped into a fundable entity. I know it sounds a little tricky, but when you see it, it's a straight and true line. Your business, the right business, can be highly fundable. So that's this was a great subject. This is a lot of contribution too from our tribe. Thank you guys for weighing in. Absolutely, thank you guys for weighing in. Tom and Curtis, thank you for joining us and making sure that we have Derek. You're always a true and faithful. So if you haven't gone to the boot camp, get fundablejennifer.com. Get those. Come and join us, and we'll knock it out of the park. I think the next one is August 27th and 28th, Friday and Saturday. Woo! Anything else? Anything else on this episode of the Meryl and Jennifer show? All right, that was a lot. Can you see? We literally spent 17 minutes, and people are like, "The hell is he talking about? This is crazy." Crazy talk, I say. No. All right. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for joining us. We will see you next Thursday, same bat time, same funding time, same funding channel, and we at 4 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'd love to have you join us. Peace.